It's all in your mind. Or is it?
Hello humans, I'm going to be making this video all about the mind, perception, the universe, how it's mental, everything that has to do with the mind. We're going to talk about that today. Some of these ideas actually come from the book, the Kybalion. Oh my gosh, I actually don't think I pronounced that name right, so I'm sorry about that. But basically these are the 7 hermetic principles that are from ancient Greece and Egypt, and some of these are actually known as the most original knowledge. I think to answer these questions, we need to look inside and where we come from, and that would be from the All, which in that book, the All is basically the same as God, whoever created everything, all universes, all planets, all people, the All, the limit, that whoever or whatever is at the top. How did that create itself? How did the All, how did God create itself? I mean, I've asked this question so many times before in my youth, because when I used to go to church a lot, and I just kind of didn't get it. I would always ask, who created God? And no one really ever has an answer. They just say, God created itself. Well, how did God create itself? This is kind of a confusing question for the human mind to grasp, because we only are allowed to imagine or understand things that we have been exposed to or taught. So obviously, if we have not created all creations, that we can remember at least, then we kind of can't really grasp the idea of how the All would create itself. We would just have to compare what we know to the question that we're asking, and that would be, how does a human create? So when we think about when the universes were first created, there is no material thing. So when a human creates something like a car or a project, they use materials. When a human creates something, they have to use materials. There has to be something there when a human creates. But what happens before that? What is the first step to creation for a human? It's not in materials, because once the All was there was nothing physical to create with. So that's not the answer. Another way that humans can create is by reproducing or self-multiplication. But it is said that the All cannot multiply itself or take away from itself. So that second option is not a comparable way for the All to have created the universe and us. The first way that an idea becomes into fruition is in our minds. Before we do something, before we say something, while we're daydreaming, before we create something, when we're planning something out that we want to create, we first create it in our minds. We first imagine it in our minds. It leaves us with the idea that the universe is all mental. Every manifestation from the All was mental. To me, I think that is pretty crazy to find out that the universe is mental and that the All/God created it all from its mind imagination. But if we are created from this, if we are a product of the mental universe, then that essentially makes us the same as the mental universe, which essentially makes us like God, meaning we are able to create the same experiences, just how create our own universes, create our own worlds, create our own reality, which we hear these things going around all the time, how your thoughts and perception create reality, and the things you think about is what you become. We always hear these sayings thrown around, and they're completely true. Lately, I've been really getting into creating my own reality, shifting my reality to what I want to be, becoming my ideal person, becoming the ideal person that I want to become. And manifestation and visualization really works. But let's talk about perception. So what does it really mean when someone says perception makes reality? This is the funniest lesson I've ever learned in my life, because I feel like everyone, including you, I'm sure, has went through this, where something happens and however you perceive the situation depends on how you're going to react or how you're going to feel. I don't think this gives people a pass on their behavior, but it is true that we do control how we see a situation and how we feel about it. But I guess the hardest part is to become aware that we can, and then also learn how to apply that practice of changing your perceptions. Because if you don't, then who's really at fault here? The person who did something, the situation that did something to you, or you? So imagine you're in high school and you're taking a test, and the person right next to you keeps tapping their pencil. That's just something that they do. Keep tapping their pencil, maybe making a beat, or they're just doing it and they don't even realize that they're doing it. And it's hard for you to focus. And as time goes on, you keep getting really annoyed and the sound is really bothering you. In that situation, you would believe that this person is doing something annoying, which makes them annoying, which is causing you not to focus, which results will make you fail your test. You use the saying that perception creates a reality. you would have to then choose to change your perception on how you view his pencil tapping. Is it really annoying, or is your feelings towards it annoying you? And so the practice of changing your perception can come easy or hard depending on you and depending on the situation, of course, and it also takes practice. So that's why I'm thinking, like, is everything really in our heads or is it not? We're interacting in this 3D world where everyone else is here also interacting in this 3D world, and so we can have the understanding that how we perceive things will affect us, but we also cannot control other people. And so that's kind of the point that that's kind of the question that I'm asking, is like, it's all in our head, or is it? Because there is a physical aspect to it in which we cannot control. But our minds are really strong. There is this really cool man named Wim Hof. He literally uses his mind to go out into the cold and help his body, because he's found that certain extreme temperatures can actually be healing to the body, and all you have to do is really control your mind. They do the same things in the military and in war. It's all really mental. Your brain and your emotions can affect the state of your body. Having control over your mind can be life or death, can be happiness or sadness. One emotion that took over my complete life was fear, and what I've been learning lately is how to go fight fear in the face and not really have any fear. It's been a big part of my life. I'm sure everyone has like one emotion that they've like completely taken over their life, and that's part of their path that they need to learn from, you know. So mine has been fear, and I'm sure other people it may be anger, sadness, shame, insecurities. It could be anything, but mine, I think, has been fear. And right now I'm at a point in life where I've been fighting fear by changing my perception. I go into my body and I breathe, and I become very present, very aware of where I'm at and what I'm about to do. And that allows fear to go away once I become more in my body and focus on my breath more and become more present. And I can honestly say I'm almost on the way to being so fearful. Like, I'm the bravest that I've ever been. It's so cool, honestly. Well, manifestation, things are a little bit different. How I see it is, you're always vibrating. Everything in the universe is vibrating at a certain vibration. And Dr. David Hawkins has a scale of vibration. You could look more into it. Here it is. So whatever thoughts you're having in your head, whatever you're visualizing, that is also at a certain vibration. You're thinking and speaking things into existence, they're also at a certain vibration. And since everyone else is also at a certain vibration, those are the things that match that vibration will come together. If you move around in the world thinking that people are angry or mad, your thoughts are at that vibration, and so is your body language. Everything about you is at a certain belief system and vibration. And the universe is going to guide those vibrations to other people who match those beliefs, or at least validate of what the world is. So you're always going to be matched with that vibration that you are bringing into the world. How you would manifest is that you will start having visualizations or writing down things at a certain vibration that you want to attract into your life, whether that's love, people, friends, some sort of goals or attainment that you want. You would think about these things at a certain vibration. Maybe you want to have a romantic relationship. You would visualize this person or whatever you want, or you would write down what type of person you want in your life and what you're looking for. What I like to do is I would meditate and try to stay at that vibration, because if you want love, you need to be at a state of love to attract love. Fear attracts fear, hate attracts hate. You're just going to double down on whatever your vibration is. So I think a huge part of manifestation is raising your vibration. I daydreamed so much about something that I wanted for years, and it came into my life. It comes into your life in different ways. It's not always how you imagine it, but sometimes it is. It's the craziest thing ever, especially when it's with a person. It's almost like you're deja vuing, and it's so fun. I read this book that talks about how your subconscious mind rules over your conscious mind. And so a good practice to do if you want to manifest is to pray about it, but also think about it before you go to sleep at night, so you could dream about it. And once you dream about it, that means it's in your subconscious mind. And whatever's in your subconscious mind plays out until when you're awake. So when you're awake, you're using your conscious mind, and when you're sleeping, you're using your subconscious mind. However, your subconscious is almost like it's stronger. to the point where it's subconsciously controlling you. And so the things that are in your subconscious mind are things like your traumas, memories, things that you don't necessarily think about, but it's always there in the back of your head controlling your actions. So it's literally your subconscious mind controlling your conscious mind. And so the key would be to purposely put these goals and things that you want to manifest into your subconscious mind by writing it down, saying it out loud, daydreaming about it, praying about it, so then it can enter and be stored there, so that your subconscious will consciously make you do the things that you want to work towards. Aside from that, there is the vibrational match. So those two actually work hand in hand to bring you what you want. You just also have to believe it. And so it is all in your head, but you also have to do the physical work. So it's kind of cool. You know, you just always have to bring that action to your manifestations. You always have to work on it. You can't just want to start a business and think about it and plan it out in your head. You actually have to go towards your goal. If you want to know what you thought about this video, do you think it's all in our head, or do you think it's 50-50 corresponding with our physical life, our spiritual life, our mental life? What do you think it is? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.